Alrighty, today is World Autism Awareness Day, and Southern Nevada is home to one of the best centers for the disorder.
Here with more is Dr. Nicole Cavenagh of Touro University, Nevada Center for Autism and Developmental Disabilities. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for providing the
Oh, you're welcome.
And what is the significance of this color?
So today is World Autism Awareness Day, and blue is sort of the official color of autism spectrum disorder. So on April 2nd, we like everybody to wear blue. We lit up the Welcome to Las Vegas sign blue this morning. I also brought you some World Autism Awareness wristbands. So here's some of those for you. Yes, we are blued out today to raise awareness about autism spectrum disorder.
And what exactly is autism?
It's a great question, and the definition has actually kind of changed and evolved over time. So autism spectrum disorder is a group of disorders, group of diagnoses that are characterized by delays in communication skills, delays in social interaction and social communication type of things, and then also some additional behaviors. So that can be things like hand flapping or kind of really intense interest in unusual topics. So it's mostly socialization and communication.
Is Asperger's part of that spectrum?
That's also a really good question. It did used to be part of the spectrum. Autism didn't really exist in the United States, or we didn't call it autism until 1980. So when we first began making this diagnosis in the early 80s, it was a very narrow definition. Kind of, if you think of the film Rain Man from the early 80s, that was sort of how we defined autism at that time. As we did more research on this, these diagnoses, we learned that there was really a wide range, and there were very high-functioning individuals, also individuals who were more severely affected. So up until 2013, we used 3 different labels. We used autism, Asperger's, and something called PDD-NOS. They all had very similar characteristics, varying degrees of severity and some slight differences, but there was a lot of overlap. In 2013, we sort of did away with the 3 separate labels, and now it's just all autism spectrum disorder.
Why do you think education around what autism is and how you can handle the situation, should someone in your family or someone you know, have the disorder? Why do you think education is so important?
It's critical. We need people to be very aware of this diagnosis because, number one, it can help us to identify individuals with autism spectrum disorder earlier in their life, right? So if people are well educated about the signs and symptoms, they can be identified earlier, or they can identify their children earlier. It also lets us offer early intervention, and research tells us that early intervention is absolutely the key in these children making more gains and more progress. And so by educating people on what to look for, we're able to identify kids earlier and provide more intervention.
Go ahead.
Let's
talk about some of the misconceptions kids are labeled with, or what you see.
There are a lot, actually. I think kind of everyone has their own idea of what autism looks like or what it means. And there really is a true range of presentation. So certainly there are individuals who are very severely affected, more severely affected. Maybe they're nonverbal, they don't use language, things like that. But there are also an immense amount of people on the spectrum who are incredibly high functioning. They may have doctoral degrees, they have spouses, and they have families, and they have very full and rich lives. And so I think the biggest misconception that I see in my practice is that this is a hopeless situation, and it absolutely is not that. There are intervention strategies, behavioral strategies that can be utilized to really make some amazing progress.
And how is Touro University helpful?
So our center was the first of its kind in the state of Nevada. We are a facility that offers both diagnostic and treatment services in one location. So families can come and access any combination of our services that their child needs. So it allows for families to become really comfortable with their service providers. It allows for our kids to become very comfortable in that environment. It's kind of their home away from home. Right. And so we offer a variety of different therapy services as well as the diagnostic piece.
And you do have scholarships for people too. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.